Welcome back to my channel. Today we will learn about the issue that has shaken the foundations of ABC's General Hospital. Willow is riddled with worry over Michael's condition, yet her deeper anxiety revolves around the custody of Wiley and Amelia. From the moment Michael suffered his severe burns, Willow's life has been consumed by fear. She knows that every decision she makes has an impact on the future of the children she loves more than life itself. This problem, however, becomes infinitely more complicated once Carly enters the picture. Carly, who is Michael's biological mother, staunchly opposes Willow's desire to take custody of Wiley and Amelia. Despite Willow's genuine care for the children, Carly believes that her own involvement would guarantee them a better life. Tension escalates every time they meet, and Willow gradually realizes how difficult it may be to keep her children if Michael remains in a coma or even if he wakes up but sides with his mother. As the arguments between Willow and Carly intensify, the looming threat of a custody battle hangs in the air. Willow sees the entire legal ordeal as a risk she might lose. In the back of her mind, she knows that if Michael were gone, no one would have a stronger claim to Wiley and Amelia than she does. Fear and desperation blend together, driving Willow toward a drastic conclusion. She convinces herself that, without Michael, the children will be hers outright, without interference from Carly. It is at this point that she begins to plot the unthinkable. During that same period, the hospital staff is still reeling from the shocking deaths of Sam and Dex, who were each killed by an injection of digitalis. Rumors swirl through the halls of General Hospital about the possibility of a serial killer. Investigations point to a perpetrator with insider knowledge of medical procedures, someone capable of slipping into restricted areas unnoticed. Willow, having been a nurse before, absorbs all the details. She knows precisely how to administer digitalis in a lethal dose and recognizes that it's nearly impossible for casual observers to detect. Rather than feeling scared, Willow sees this as an opportunity. All at once, the tragic fates of Sam and Dex become a blueprint for her own desperate plan. Late at night, Willow gathers the courage to carry out her plot. She retrieves a set of nurses' scrubs, carefully chosen so she can pass through hospital corridors without attracting suspicion. Her heart races as she slips them on, pulling the cap low to hide her hair and mask her face. Adrenaline surges, and in that moment, every fear she has about losing her children becomes the fuel that propels her forward. Quietly, she makes her way into the ward where Michael lies unconscious. She keeps an eye on the security cameras, waiting for the precise moment when no staff members are around. Then, with shaking hands, she injects Michael's foreline with a syringe full of digitalis. The injection takes only seconds, yet it feels like a lifetime to Willow. She stands there, watching Michael's chest rise and fall for what she assumes will be the last time. Immediately, she slips away, careful not to leave any trace of her presence. She knows that suspicion will follow once doctors discover the cause of death, but she clings to the hope that her disguise and timing will shield her from any direct accusations. After all, Sam's and Dex's murders have already baffled the police, so Willow believes Michael's death could be lumped into the same unresolved investigation. Morning dawns on General Hospital, and the staff finds Michael's condition has taken a shocking turn. It becomes clear that Michael is no longer breathing. Alarms are triggered, and doctors rush in, only to confirm that he has died. Their suspicions are immediate. Given the recent digitalis murders, many suspect that Michael was targeted by the same unidentified killer. The police arrive promptly, securing the scene and questioning everyone in sight. They demand to review all camera footage of the wing where Michael stayed. The investigators watch frame after frame, eventually spotting someone in a nurse's uniform moving about at odd times. But the figure's face is hidden. The footage is inconclusive. Word spreads quickly that Michael was likely murdered, and the entire hospital descends into a haze of shock and mourning. For Carly, the grief is overwhelming. She has lost her son under mysterious circumstances, robbed of any chance to protect him. Doctors, nurses, administrators, and other key characters struggle to make sense of yet another tragedy striking their community. From across Port Charles, friends and acquaintances come forward with stories about Michael's kindness and devotion to his loved ones. They express their sorrow in tearful conversations and reflect on all the promises his life once held. Despite her guilt, Willow understands she must attend Michael's funeral if she hopes to maintain appearances. She dresses solemnly in black, arriving among the grieving crowd as though she, too, is heartbroken. She wipes away tears and accepts condolences from those who believe she has lost a friend, a potential partner, or at least the father of her beloved children. No one suspects that she orchestrated this very nightmare, though the burden of guilt weighs heavily on her every time she sees a fresh round of tears or hears another story about Michael's good deeds. Still, she stands by her choice, clinging to the possibility that all of this will preserve her custody of Wiley and Amelia. Yet, within the walls of General Hospital, no secret stays buried for long. The police intensify their efforts to piece together the puzzle of Michael's death. They analyze time-stamped entries, visitor logs, medical supply cabinets, and any anomalies in the medication records. Nurses who worked that night recall seeing or hearing something strange, but they can't quite put it into words. Some staff members mention glimpses of an unfamiliar figure wearing standard scrubs, though no one can say for certain who it was. Investigators methodically compare the digitalis overdose that claimed Michael's life to the earlier murders of Sam and Dex, discovering striking similarities in how the doses were administered and how the assailant managed to avoid detection. The name Willow might not surface immediately, but suspicion creeps ever closer to her as each piece of evidence lines up. In the days that follow, Willow tries to focus on the children and the custody proceedings that she believes will finally go in her favor now that Michael is gone. She confides in no one, maintaining a calm, determined exterior while everything around her churns with grief and speculation. She listens carefully to every rumor, every whisper, every conversation that might tip off the authorities. She wonders how long it will take before a nurse or a lab technician realizes that she possesses the exact skills needed to pull off such a murder. She knows she left behind no obvious clue, yet she worries that sheer chance or a minor oversight could expose her. In Port Charles, secrets rarely last, and the hush of a new tragedy can quickly turn into the roar of a scandal. As more people begin connecting the dots, Willow's future becomes increasingly uncertain. Traces of evidence could emerge from lab results analyzing the remnants of medication in Michael's system. Security footage might be enhanced to reveal some unique detail of her face. A friend or acquaintance could recognize a single mannerism that shatters her disguise. Family members might recall that Willow once worked as a nurse, giving her the kind of knowledge necessary to commit such a crime without leaving obvious clues. The question no longer seems to be if Willow's secret will come to light, but when. And how devastating that revelation will be for everyone involved. At Michael's funeral, a blanket of sorrow covers those in attendance. People lay flowers on the casket and speak in hushed tones about the horrifying possibility that someone took Michael's life. Carly, inconsolable, stands at the forefront, trying to make sense of this tragedy that claimed her son. Some wonder aloud if Sonny, Jason, or another major figure in Michael's life might have information about who would target him in this way. Others whisper about the cases of Sam and Dex, lamenting that a mysterious killer seems to be on the loose. Willow, stoic yet tearful, remains in the background, offering words of condolence while keeping her own dark secret locked away. Her performance is meticulous, and few question her motives. Yet, even as the funeral ends, the tension at General Hospital grows. Doors to the supply rooms are locked more tightly, cameras are monitored more aggressively, and staff are reminded to be on high alert for strangers roaming the halls. The police promise to leave no stone unturned in their investigation. As if guided by fate, each passing day uncovers a new clue, inching them ever closer to the truth. Willow tries to project calm, but her paranoia creeps in every time she sees an officer or hears a coworker discussing something suspicious. She can sense the walls closing in around her. No matter how carefully Willow planned the murder, she cannot control every element of the aftermath. Fear floods her mind whenever she thinks about what could happen if she is discovered. She imagines the children taken from her, ending up in the care of Carly or some other relative. She envisions a trial that lays bare every detail of her betrayal, leaving her with nothing but a prison sentence and regret. These images haunt her day and night, yet she stands firm in her belief that she had no other choice if she wanted to hold on to Wiley and Amelia. In the end, the central question gripping everyone in Port Charles remains: who killed Michael and why? Many suspect there is a single culprit behind all three Digitalis murders. Those close to the hospital staff are sure the killer possessed medical knowledge. Carly vows to find justice for her son, fueling the police efforts. But the real bombshell is the possibility that the killer could be someone Michael once trusted, someone with a personal stake in his demise. While Willow appears outwardly devastated by the loss, the world around her begins to see subtle inconsistencies. The tragic day of Michael's funeral may be just the beginning of a far larger storm that threatens to expose Willow's crime. Sooner or later, someone will identify the figure in nurse's scrubs from that fateful night. Some shred of surveillance, a stray observation, or a detail in the medical log might point investigators directly to Willow. When that happens, the truth about Michael's murder will come crashing into the open, and the consequences for Willow will be dire. The entire future she hoped to secure with Wiley and Amelia might shatter in an instant, marking the end of her desperate plan. Until that day arrives, she continues to navigate the grief-stricken halls of General Hospital, offering condolences and wearing the mask of a grieving loved one. Yet behind that mask, she battles the anxiety of knowing that in a place like Port Charles, no sin can remain hidden forever. Next, we're diving into the explosive developments behind the scenes at General Hospital. With co-head writers Elizabeth Corte and Chris Van Etten steering the ship, 2025 promises to be a year of bold storytelling, volatile dynamics, and unforgettable drama. Let's explore the creative process, controversial storylines, and the vision shaping Port Charles. A stormy vision for Port Charles, volatile and sexy. Describing the current state of Port Charles in 2 words, Corte and Van Etten chose volatile and sexy. These terms capture the unpredictable and emotionally charged atmosphere permeating the show. The writers have leaned into narratives that challenge the characters' moral boundaries while keeping the romantic tension alive. However, not all fans agree with this assessment. Some viewers have voiced their dissatisfaction, particularly with the controversial pairing of Drew Kertermain and Willow Corinthos. Critics on social media have labeled the Drew-Willow affair as selfish and unappealing, sparking heated debates among loyal fans. Yet, Corte and Van Etten remain steadfast in their creative direction, emphasizing their commitment to delivering stories that evoke strong emotions. Whether you love or hate the choices being made, one thing is clear: General Hospital is pushing boundaries and keeping people talking. Balancing nostalgia with innovation. As co-head writers, Corte and Van Etten recognize the immense responsibility of preserving General Hospital's rich history while introducing fresh narratives. They've embraced this challenge with enthusiasm, aiming to honor the legacy of the beloved soap while steering its characters into uncharted territory. Their collaborative process involves constant brainstorming and refining ideas, which often start as bold, even outlandish concepts. According to the duo, it's these initial creative bursts that often lead to the most exciting outcomes. Sometimes when we rein it in, the ludicrous idea is the most exciting one, they revealed, highlighting their willingness to take risks and explore unconventional storytelling. This balance between honoring tradition and embracing innovation is a delicate dance. Fans with deep emotional connections to long-standing characters may sometimes resist dramatic changes, but the writers believe that evolving the show is essential to keeping it vibrant and relevant. The writers' creative chemistry. Behind every captivating scene and unexpected twist lies the synergy between Elizabeth Corte and Chris Van Etten. The duo has developed a strong working relationship built on mutual respect and creative trust. "We never stop riffing," they explained, emphasizing the importance of bouncing ideas off one another in a safe, judgment-free space. Their approach fosters an environment where even the wildest suggestions are entertained. This openness allows them to refine and shape ideas into compelling narratives, proving that collaboration is key to maintaining a show as dynamic and multifaceted as General Hospital. It's not just about crafting individual story arcs but weaving them into the broader tapestry of Port Charles's evolving drama. Fan backlash, navigating controversial storylines. One of the most polarizing storylines under Corte and Van Etten's tenure has been the affair between Drew and Willow. While some viewers appreciate the risks taken with this pairing, others have expressed frustration over its impact on the character's integrity. Many feel that Drew and Willow's actions contradict their established personalities, making it difficult for fans to root for them as a couple. This backlash highlights the challenges of modern soap opera writing. In an era where social media amplifies viewer reactions, writers must navigate the fine line between delivering shocking twists and respecting audience expectations. Despite the controversy, Corte and Van Etten seem unfazed, confident that the drama generated by this storyline will pay off in the long run. Looking ahead, shockers and shakeups on the horizon. As we move deeper into 2025, Corte and Van Etten promise more surprises and dramatic confrontations for the residents of Port Charles. While they remain tight-lipped about specific plot points, their focus on creating volatile and emotionally charged narratives suggests that no character is safe from the turbulence ahead. Longtime fans and newcomers alike can expect a mix of nostalgic nods and groundbreaking developments. Whether it's revisiting unresolved conflicts or introducing entirely new challenges, the writers are committed to keeping General Hospital fresh and engaging. With their collaborative energy and willingness to take creative risks, the future of the show looks anything but predictable. Your thoughts on the writer's vision? Corte and Van Etten's approach to storytelling has sparked intense discussion among fans. Some appreciate their bold vision and willingness to experiment, while others long for a return to more traditional narratives. The pair's commitment to balancing history with innovation ensures that General Hospital remains a dynamic and evolving series, but it also raises questions about how far the show can stretch its boundaries without alienating its core audience. What do you think of their collaboration so far? Does their vision align with your hopes for the show's future, or do you feel it's time for a new creative direction? Share your thoughts in the comments below and let us know what you'd like to see next in Port Charles. Thank you for joining us on ABC General Hospital channel. Stay tuned for more in-depth coverage, exciting spoilers, and behind-the-scenes insights. Until next time, keep watching and enjoy the drama unfolding in Port Charles. See you soon!